Just because your friend gets back in a relationship with them, it doesn't mean you have to as well. Until a person wants to break a habit, they won't break the habit. They have to want to break the habit for the habit to be broken. You can give as much advice as you like. Until that person wants to change, they aren't going to change. They have to want it for themselves, right? So when it comes to toxic relationships, and trust me, I've been in some, okay? So I know exactly how hard it can be when you are in one and how hard it can be to leave one. Been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, refunded the t-shirt, bought the same t-shirt again, and then ended up selling it, right? So we've all been there, yeah? It gets to a certain point where people can only do so much. Until you want to leave that person, you won't, and it sucks because I know there's things as coercive control. There is people in severe domestic abusive relationships where they are emotionally, mentally controlled by that person. I get it. Trust me, right? I know what that is like, and it's very fucking hard. If you have a friend in your life who is consistently taking back that boyfriend that's cheated on them, mistreated them constantly, and you've said time and time again, leave, and she doesn't want to, or they don't want to, what more can you fucking do? You've sat there, you've tried speaking to them through it, you've been around and around in a cycle with them for years, sometimes for fucking years. The longest time I've been with a friend trying to get her to leave a boyfriend was about 10 years, genuinely 10 years, right? And then it got to the 10-year mark and I was like, bitch, it's been a decade. Like, there is nothing more I can do for you, but I'm not gonna sit here and watch you put yourself through it anymore. So I can't hear about the fella anymore. Do you know what I mean? I can't hear about him. I don't want to hear about him. Until you're ready to leave him, just don't discuss him with me. If things hit a massive low, by all means I'm there for you, but I'm not gonna be in for the ride. Do you know what I mean? 10 years is a long fucking time to sit there and hear somebody say, yeah, he cheated on me again. It's too much for anyone, right? So just because your friend doesn't leave a relationship doesn't mean you have to stay in it with them. Just because your friend takes him back doesn't mean you have to take him back. If you have a friend who is constantly in this cycle with the same person, and you've tried everything to get them to leave, you've shown them how badly they're being disrespected, you've given them advice, you've sent them motivational videos, you've talked to them, listened to them cry, helped them for ages and ages and ages, and they don't want to make the change, or they're willingly taking that person back, you've done all you fucking can, but you don't have to hear about it. I have a situation with a friend of mine who is with a guy who treats her like shit and has cheated, disrespected her, horrible person, and I've given her advice for the past year and nothing changes. So I said to her, I was like, you know what, I actually don't want to hear about this guy anymore. Like, I'm advised out. I've done for you all I possibly can. Like, I've given you all the advice I possibly can, and at this point you know what to do, but you're willingly choosing to go back again and again and again, and I don't want to sit here and watch you do that anymore. I don't want to hear about him. I even had two of them in a room together, so I tried speaking to him and saying, why do you want to be in a toxic relationship? Can you not just like leave her alone? Like, it's not working out, you guys should go your separate ways. But to no avail, because they're still in the same cycle together. So until they both want to leave it, they're not gonna. And I simply said to her, like, I understand that at the moment you're in this cycle, but I don't want to be a part of it, and I also don't want front seat tickets to watching you be in a relationship with somebody who treats you badly, you know, because as draining as it is for them, it's also draining for the friend who wants their friend to be happy and do better. But just seeing the friend constantly choose the latter can be very, very draining for you, because obviously you love and care for your friend and you want them to be happy. But you can't jump into somebody's skin and do things for them. At the end of the day, all you can do is love a person. You can't save somebody, they have to save themselves. I woke up with this message going round and round in my head today, and when I began channeling the reading, that's what kept coming up. Somebody has a friend who is in the cycle with a partner, and it's been a good few years of it now, and you've done nothing but go out of your way to try and help them, support them, let them stay with you. You've taken them in, you spent hours upon hours being there consoling them. They've called you up at the most like waste of times. By waste of times I mean like inappropriate times, and you've dropped whatever to go be there and support them, and they're still just going round and round and round in this cycle, and it's getting to the point where you yourself are getting physically drained by it, and it's beginning to weigh on your mental health, and you're constantly worrying and stewing and fretting about this. And it's also becoming incredibly draining because they are constantly offloading to you, and you feel like you've given all the advice you possibly can. If this is you and you're listening to this and you're like, yep, like things are resonating with you and clicking, let this be your sign to assert your boundaries about not wanting to be in this cycle with them anymore. I'm not saying to abandon your friend at all by any means. I'm really not, because your friend's going through a tough time. By all means, don't abandon them. But you can have boundaries with people, which can be, I feel like I've given you all the advice I can on this matter, and it's now beginning to really affect me and my mental health, and it's beginning to really drain me as well, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So if things obviously like really hit the fan, I'm going to be here, but until that point I would rather not be in the cycle with you. I feel like I've given you all the advice I possibly can, and if they're a good friend, they will listen to you expressing your boundaries, and they'll respect it, and they'll act accordingly. If they're emotionally immature and unavailable, they won't. They'll get incredibly triggered by it. And I think it can be a learning curve for people who aren't used to having people express their boundaries to them. Obviously it'll be new for them, and they probably won't like it. It'll be a big change for them because you've always been so accessible. But it's reminding them, if they forget that the boundary is there, hey, I did express that this is actually too much for me, I don't want to be involved in it, please respect that. A good friend, a genuinely good friend, and an emotionally intelligent friend will listen to your boundaries and respect them. So if you do have a friend who reacts really badly to you expressing this boundary, let that kind of be a sign, because that doesn't display any care for you and your well-being. It doesn't display any care for you and how you're feeling, and it doesn't display any concern for wanting to honor you and your boundaries. Even if they don't understand it, they should still respect it. Obviously these readings are general, so it's not going to apply to everybody. If this message is for you, it will reach you, and if some parts resonate and some don't, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Take care, everyone, and don't forget, just because they take them back doesn't mean you have to as well. Have a good day. Blessings.